back to the Frugal Homestead. I'm Missy, and today we are making and canning raspberry jam. I've already sterilized my jars in my quick cooker, so let's get started. Okay guys, so I've gotten my berries ready. I used a potato masher and I mashed my berries. You need 3 3/4 cups after you mash them of berries, which actually takes approximately 6 cups of berries. These berries actually came off of our homestead, and our berries did wonderful this year. I have tons and tons of them, so I figured I'd better get some use out of them. Generally, we freeze them a lot of times during the season. That way we can make it later on in the fall when we don't have much time during the summer. So that is 3 3/4 cups of mashed berries. I'm going to add my sugar, 6 1/2 cups of sugar. I'm going to turn my heat on medium for now. You just kind of slowly add your sugar, mixing it in as you go. These berries make such pretty colored jam. Okay, you also need to add 1/4 cup of lemon juice. I add about 2 teaspoons of butter. This will keep it from boiling up so much over the sides as it starts to boil. Now we're just going to bring our mixture to a boil, but it has to be a full boil. Okay, so our berries were at a rolling boil. Now we're going to add our last ingredient, the pectin. You just slowly stir this in, making sure you squeeze the pouch to get all of it out. Now I'm going to stir it for 5 minutes, and that is going to ensure that the berries do not all float to the top, that they actually stay in the jam. Okay guys, so we stirred this for 5 minutes. My fruit seems to be in it well, and it's starting to set up, so now we're going to jar it up. Now in jam, you don't need that much headspace in the jars when you're canning, so you can fill them pretty much all the way up. Man, that smells good. Okay, so this recipe actually makes 8 1/2 cup jars. My canner, my pressure cooker canner, will only do 6 jars. So I'm going to make these extra 2 jars, and they're just going to go straight into the fridge. Always make a mess. Alright, let's get these into the canner. Okay, so we're getting the lids put on them and the rings. I just wanted to show you one. You don't tighten these rings all the way down. You just kind of snug them up. If you tighten them too much, then the jars will bust. So just snug them down. They'll be fine. I promise you water won't get in them. And yes, I am old school. I still boil my lids. I know that it says now, Ball says that you don't have to actually boil them, but I still do just because that's how I grew up doing it. So I'll continue to do it. These 2 we're going to set aside. One I'll give to my son. He'll use it for his lunches, and the other one Tony will use for his breakfast over the next week or so. So those will get used up that way. Okay guys, so this is my pressure cooker canner. So I am going to add my jars to it. It's got about 1 inch of water in it. Now you can either water bath these or you can actually pressure can them. And I actually just go ahead and pressure can them, because this thing is so easy. You're not really cooking the food. That's why you can use the pressure cooker canners, because all I'm really doing is sealing my jars. Put my lid on, make sure that everything's closed up. I'm going to do custom time, and I'm going to set it for 10 minutes. Alright, it's all started. We will be back when it's finished. Alright, so our raspberry jam is done. Just so you know, you can let this sit actually and just let it cool off on its own. Open it up in the morning and take your jars out. But I wanted to take my jars out tonight so that you guys could see. So I need to make a note that we do not use our cooker canner to do green beans or anything like that. We only use things that you can water bath. So we can do our jellies in here, or applesauce in here, apple butter, things of that nature. But don't do anything that you actually have to pressure can, because there's no way to tell for sure that it's getting to the right temperatures. I can do 6 jars in mine. And as you can see, the lids have already actually sealed. If you were water bathing them, your jars wouldn't be sealed yet, and they would seal as the jars cool. So there you have it. That's how easy it is to make raspberry jam. Thanks for joining us on the Frugal Homestead, and we hope to see you in the next one.